So today we are going to discuss the section of the midbrain along with the internal features, what we can see in a section of the midbrain. So here all the structures like the previous sections, like the in case of the medulla or in case of pons. So all the structures here you cannot see in your without the help of the microscope, or that is here to see here the some structures what you can see that is without using the microscope, like the here in case of that is superior collicular level of the midbrain, here that is the red nucleus. So before starting the midbrain, what you should see, that is the midbrain, it can be divided into three parts. So how can we identify the midbrain? So midbrain, here it is identified by the presence of the lead nucleus at the level of the superior colliculus level, and here that is the presence of the, here you can see at the ventral part of the midbrain there is the presence of the substantia nigra. So these are the two characteristic features. So substantia nigra, it is present in the throughout the part of the midbrain, either it is at the upper part or the lower part. So the midbrain, it can be divided into the three parts or the three components here. So anterior most component of the midbrain, so it is called the cerebral peduncle. So cerebral peduncle, that is in front of the substantia nigra. So these two structures, these are the substantia nigra. These are containing the melanin pigment and also rich in iron. Because of this, it is deep in color. So this is called substantia nigra. So connections of the substantia nigra, it will be discussed detail in the class of the brain. Okay. So in front of the substantia nigra, this part it is called the crus cerebri or the substantia nigra, here the cerebral peduncle. Then just dorsal to it, this is the substantia nigra. In between the, here the central canal. So surrounding the central canal there is the gray matter. So in front of the central canal up to the substantia nigra, this part it is called tegmentum. Behind the central canal, here this part which is consisting of the collicular nuclei, can you see? So these are the colliculi. So this part it is called tectum. So here the midbrain, it can be discussed, that is at the level of the superior collicular level or it is at the level of the inferior collicular level. So the question should come, that is draw a suitable diagram of the midbrain showing the structures at the level of the superior colliculus or at the level of the inferior colliculus or both. So you should take preparation of the midbrain like this. So here, so if you start from ventral to dorsally, so here the what I have said, so this is the substantia nigra. So in front of the substantia nigra, this is called cerebral peduncle, or the here that is the crus cerebri. So this cerebral peduncle through which the fibers are passing, and these fibers, the medial most one, here you can see I have drawn here. So I have labeled here, that is 1/6, the middle portion, that is 2/3, so and lateral 1/6. So medial 1/6, lateral 1/6, and the intermediate 2/3 portion. So medial 1/6, that through which the frontopontine fibers are passing, lateral 1/6 through which the temporopontine fibers are passing, the intermediate 2/3 portion through which the corticopontine or the corticopontobulbar fibers or the corticopontocerebellar fibers, and second fiber that is passing or going from the cerebral cortex to spinal cord through the pons. So these are called the corticospinal fibers or the pyramidal fibers. So the intermediate portion, intermediate 2/3, through which the corticopontine or the corticobulbar fibers or the corticopontocerebellar fibers, and second fibers, that is the corticospinal or the pyramidal fibers are passing, the medial one, medial 1/6, through which the frontopontine fibers are passing, and the lateral 1/6 through which the temporopontine fibers are passing. Okay. Now just dorsal to this is the demarcation in between the tegmentum and the crus cerebri. So this is called substantia nigra. Substantia nigra, it is having two parts, can you see? So anterior of the ventral irregular appearance, irregular margin, and the posterior compact part. So posterior compact part, it is called the pars compacta. Okay. And the anterior part, rough part, it is called pars reticularis. So pars compacta, which is consisting of the small cellular multipolar neurons, so small sized multipolar neurons, and the anterior part which is rich in iron, that is consisting of the less number of large sized multipolar neurons. Okay. Now, behind the substantia nigra, so this tegmentum, so tegmentum part, so can you see along the midline here you will see along the midline the structures from ventral to dorsal one. So these fibers here, these are the, here what you will see, these are the fibers of, here that is the superior cerebellar peduncle, decussation of the fibers of the superior cerebellar peduncle. So these fibers are the fibers of the decussation of the superior cerebellar peduncle. Along the midline on either side, these are the two rubrospinal tract. Okay. Behind to this, this is the tectospinal tract. Tectospinal tract. Okay. And the dorsal most one, the midline structures. So these are the two medial longitudinal fasciculus. Medial longitudinal fasciculus. Okay. Now, the intermediate one, there are the two structures. Can you see? So large one, this is the central tegmental tract. Central tegmental tract, like this one, previous diagram. So you have seen this one, that is in relation to the pons. So just above this, so above this segment, so this one, so this is the at the same structure. So these two are the central tegmental tract. Behind the central tegmental tract, that is the dorsal trigeminothalamic tract. Dorsal trigeminothalamic tract, you know this. Now, lateral to this, peripherally from ventral to dorsal, there are the arrangements of the lemniscal system. So this lemniscal system you know. So this is the medial lemniscus, this is trigeminal lemniscus or ventral trigeminothalamic tract, spinal lemniscus, and this one, that is the lateral lemniscus. So here the lateral lemniscus, it is connected with the inferior colliculus. Can you see? So lateral lemniscus, it is connected with the, let me here, that is the inferior colliculus, because the lateral lemniscus, that is carrying the fibers from the trapezoid body, you know, I have already said in my previous class. So from the trapezoid body, here the fibers are crossed, and the same side fibers, they are passing above through the, here the lateral lemniscus bundle. So through this lateral lemniscal bundle, here the fibers ultimately relaying to inferior colliculus. From the inferior colliculus, the fibers are going to the opposite side, and few fibers are the same sided fibers which are entering the, here through the inferior brachium, they are entering the medial geniculate body. Can you see? So from the inferior colliculus, there is the decussation of the fibers. The fibers are crossing to the opposite side, opposite inferior colliculus, or few fibers they are passing to the inferior brachium of the same side to ultimately reach the medial geniculate body of the thalamus. From the medial geniculate body, the fibers are reaching to the higher center of the brain, that is auditory area 41, 42. Okay. So this is the section of the midbrain at the level of the inferior colliculus. Okay. Now, at the level of the superior colliculus of the midbrain, it is almost same structures in the tegmentum part as well as the, here the crus cerebri or the cerebral peduncle. Okay. So what is the difference? Difference is that is here you can see. So this is the two pair, right and the left superior colliculus. In front of the superior colliculus, there is the pretectal nucleus. What is absent here? There is the lateral lemniscus, it is absent. Why? Because lateral lemniscal fiber, it is terminated at the inferior colliculus level. The fibers ultimately entering through the, here the lateral lemniscus, from the lateral lemniscus fibers ultimately relayed to the inferior colliculus. So there is the end of the lateral lemniscus. So you cannot see at the superior colliculus level the lateral lemniscus, but in place of the lateral lemniscus, what you can see here, that is just ventral to the superior colliculus level, there is the pretectal nucleus, right and the left pretectal nucleus. Okay. Now, so here from the optic tract, can you see? So from the optic tract, the fibers are entering to the lateral geniculate body. After entering the lateral geniculate body, here the fibers, either majority of the fibers, they are going to relay to the visual area of the brain by forming the optic radiation, and few fibers they are entering to the upper part of the midbrain, that is to the superior colliculus. So you should remember this one. So what is the fate of the optic radiation? So optic radiation fiber, they are in majority they are going to form the optic radiation. Okay, from the thalamus they are going to form the optic radiation. Few fibers they are going to relay in the superior colliculus level. Okay, then the second order neuron from the superior colliculus, either the fibers they are going in front or ventral to the central canal and the central gray matter at the level of the superior colliculus to form the tectospinal tract. Can you see? So, there is the fiber, these fibers are decussating in front of the central gray matter or the level of the superior colliculus. So, these fibers are the tectospinal tract. So, you should remember tectospinal tract, these fibers are the crossed fibers. Okay, and where they are formed? So, tectospinal tract they are formed at the level of the superior colliculus. The fibers taking from where they are taking origin, these fibers are taking origin from the superior colliculus. Okay. Now, so the fibers of the optic tract they are either relaying to the superior colliculus or the fibers are relaying to the pretector nucleus. After reaching the pretector nucleus, then the second order, here the second order neuron from the pretector nucleus, they are stimulating the, here you can see the cranial nerve nuclei, that is the third cranial nerve nuclei. Okay. So, third cranial nerve nuclei is stimulated by the pretectal nuclear fibers of the same side as well as the opposite sided third cranial nerve nucleus. It is stimulated by the opposite sided the pretector nucleus. So, when the pretector nucleus it is stimulated of one side, it can stimulate the third cranial nerve nuclei of both sides, right and the left. Okay. So, from the third cranial nerve nuclei, here the third cranial nerve, that is the here you can see that is the oculomotor nerve. So, oculomotor nerve they are taking origin and they are passing the medial most part of the cerebral peduncle. Okay. So, this is the beginning of the third cranial nerve. Okay. Now, in front of the, here the central gray matter. So, there are the medial longitudinal fasciculus. In front of the medial longitudinal fasciculus there is a decussation of the pretector nucleus. Now, in front of the pretector nucleus, this is very important. Can you see? There are the two large nuclei on other side. These are called the red nucleus. So, these two are the identification point of the midbrain at the level of the superior colliculus. So, from the here the red nucleus, the fibers are taking origin, then they are decussating. So, they are forming the rubrospinal tract, which you can see at the below level. So, here the rubrospinal tract, beginning of the that is the rubrospinal tract, there is the beginning of the tectospinal tract. Okay. Now, the other structures are same. So, this is the central tegmental tract, dorsal trigeminothalamic tract. Okay. Now, the here, so medial lemniscus, trigeminal lemniscus and the spinal lemniscus. Another thing, so here, so this is the lateral geniculate body. So, this is the superior brachium. So, through the superior brachium, here the fibers of the optic tract they are reaching the superior colliculus. One thing that is I have left here, that is the formation of the fourth cranial nerve. Can you see? So, in my previous, here the previous diagram I have already discussed this diagram. So, here what you have seen? So, this is the midbrain at the level of the inferior colliculus. So, this is the central canal, central gray matter. On either side of the central gray matter, there are the two mesencephalic nucleus of the trigeminal nerve. So, mesencephalic nucleus of the trigeminal nerve in both the sections of the midbrain you can see in the central gray matter. Here also these two are the mesencephalic nucleus. Okay. Now, so here in front or ventral into the central canal on either side, there are the two cranial nerve nuclei situated. So, these are the fourth cranial nerve nuclei or the trochlear nuclei. Okay. So, from this trochlear nuclei, the cranial nerve, that is the fourth cranial nerve, they are taking origin. Okay. So, this is the characteristic features of the fourth cranial nerve. This is the only cranial nerve after taking origin from the nucleus, all the nerves they are going ventrally, but the trochlear nerve is going dorsally. Can you see? Not only dorsally, the trochlear nerve they are decussating each other. Okay. So, decussating the midline and they are going to the opposite side. Okay. So, this is the characteristic features of the trochlear nerve. So, these are the beginning of the trochlear nerve. Okay. So, you should remember this one. So, trochlear nerve they are taking origin from the trochlear nerve nuclei at the level of the inferior colliculus. After taking origin, the nerve they are going dorsally, then they are decussating. Okay. So, which nerve you are looking? So, in the section of the midbrain, or at the level of the midbrain. So, this is the cross nerve. So, this is taking origin from the opposite sided fourth cranial nerve nuclei. Okay. So, this is the section of the midbrain. Thank you.